Bros Productions is proud to present Kansas City Jets High School Travel Hockey. Kansas City Jets Hockey is brought to you by Bicklemeyer Meats, the Bortnick Law Firm, Donovan Service, Edward Jones Investments, Gladstone Automotive Group, Goodwin Homeworks, Jeremy Franklin Automotive, the Kansas City Ice Center, Kansas Financial Resources, KC Ice, Minding the Gap, Myers Brothers, Packer Fastener, the Midwest High School Hockey League, and Beck Bros Productions. Now, Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to the ImOn Ice Arena here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Joel Becker, Gary Scabona, Kansas City Jets Hockey. Jets taking on the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders in the finale of this 4-game and 2-day series. As we will see the Jets trying to go for the all-out sweep here against Cedar Rapids. They have won the first 3 games, including 2 JV tilts in last night's varsity game. We'll see if the varsity team can pick up where they left off yesterday, Gary. In the third period, they played very well to finish off that game, come away with the 5-2 win.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. I thought they played a really good, well third period. If we can do that, play 3 periods today like we played yesterday's third period, we should have a very good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, we shall see how it goes as we are underway here in the ImOn Ice Arena. All righty, so it's Zach Pedersen again in net, and Quinn Leland, same 2 goalies as there were yesterday. Off the original draw, the puck had gone into the Jets' end first, but now they get it into the RoughRiders' end. Goodwin will play it on the far boards, but Cedar Rapids takes over and clears it out to center ice. The Jets will be playing today without their top defenseman, Josh Makowitz, who is serving his 1-game suspension that comes with yesterday's boarding major in game penalty.
Right, which I'll say it again, I think it was a bad call.
Terhuna shot, that was broken up, and Lemke the other way. He's in a race trying to get out. Leland out of the net, able to swat it out to center ice. Here's Eklund with a puck in his own zone.
It's a little gutsy on the goaltender.
Yeah.
Because if he misses it, it's an easy goal.
Well, assuming the Lemke could have got there first. He was about stride for stride.
Yeah, it would have been close.
Yeah. I mean, I think he would have got there. The question is, would he have been able to get the puck and get enough,
right onto it, yeah.
I'm sure he would have been checked. In the meantime, puck in the neutral zone. Eklund with it. And this play would have been offsides, but it goes in and taken over by the RoughRiders, and they'll just dump it in, head to the bench for a change. We played just shy of 2 minutes of the first period. Jets get the first 2 shots on goal. And it's Ignatiev who was able to dump it in. RoughRiders played up the near side boards and out. And Brody Lee on right wing for Ibis. He got it ahead for Deaver, who'll dump it in cross corner and head to the bench to finish off the change. RoughRiders try to work it ahead. Comes in the middle of the ice and out to center ice. And this is Forchinger with it. Comes around, and Peterson Freda shot that one off a stick and into the far corner. They ring it around near side, and Ibis comes over and picks it up in his own zone. He'll just play it back to his defense. Played catch there with Arnold. Now he'll get to the red line, tried to dump it in, but that actually hit Ramsey, and it comes back the other way. Now Ramsey picks it up again. Had a couple of goals for Cedar Rapids yesterday. Wasn't able to get past ImOn, though, who got into this game, as we'll get a whistle.
Interference on us again?
Yeah, well, it was the stick knocked out of the hand of Ramsey, and Ibis is heading over to the box for the interference.
Here we go.
And so the Jets just shy of 3 minutes into this game, we'll be killing a penalty. Well, maybe they can take a page out of the JV.
Yeah, maybe.
Get 3 shorthanded
We do
goals.
got our leading shorthand goal scorer in the box, though.
That is true. Somebody else will have to step up. We'll see what happens. Whitrock out there along with Krugel to kill this penalty. Bloom and Goodwin. Power play here for the RoughRiders, and it comes out to center ice.
Riders on a power play.
Bloom ends up hitting Krugel, but then he'll send it the length of the ice. 20 seconds gone by in the man advantage. And it comes out to center ice. Lemke now on the ice instead of Whitrock, as the Jets will ice it again. RoughRiders will try and set things up here on the power play, which has another minute 15 left to go. Left wing pass. Work it in is Walker. Walker on left wing. Down low. Shot it right through the middle. Taken and comes out to the right point for the RoughRiders as they'll try and set things up on the power play. And Belts, with it. Played it in the middle. Loose puck there. Still loose in the high slot. Comes back out straight away. Ramsey sent it down low. Peterson Fret. He'll just walk it, play it back to Ramsey. Now gives it back to Peterson Fret. Plays it in the middle, and that went off a stick. Now back out to Ramsey again, straight away with it. Peterson Fret back of the net. He'll work out to the far side. Got it back to Ramsey straight away. Now right point, and it is Belts. He sent it back of the net. Couple of RoughRiders over there. Now Goodwin will help out along with Bloom. 5 players over there. Comes around on the left point for Ramsey. He'll send it half boards. And it's sent across by Forshinger. They center it right in front of shot. And I'm not sure if Pedersen got a piece of that or just went wide.
I think it went wide.
And the Jets able to clear it out to center ice.
That should kill the... Well, don't let Ramsey go, guys. Come on.
Penalty is over. Ramsey, though, with the puck. He was double teamed and taken down. Ignatichev handed it right to him, though, back of the net. They center one. That one off a stick.
Jets need to get an icing here or something. We're got to get settled back down.
Well, the RoughRiders still dangerous. Here's Ignatichev. I should mention there's a 4-man crew here today for the
I was kind of surprised.
officials.
Usually they don't do that on Sundays.
Yeah. I don't know if it had anything to do with yesterday.
Oh, here
lead
we go.
pass and a breakaway in on goal, and Kaufman a shot and a save. Leland rebound, and that came right in the crease area. But and then Kaufman's taken down.
No penalty.
Absolutely, was just pulled right down in front of the net, right in front of the referee. He was
Larson's
looking
right
at him.
there.
I mean, literally 4 feet away from him. It was. I mean, you could make the claim that the stick was inadvertent. He got a stick up high
Now
on
they
him,
got a 2-on-1.
but it doesn't matter.
God, we got to bury that, Dane. Got to bury that.
Jets couldn't get it out of their zone in the
It was a
first
great
try.
pass by Ibis.
Oh, yeah, huge. Good save by Leland. Puck back of the Jets' cage. They still try and work this puck free. There's 6 players back of the goal line right now. Comes loose, and the RoughRiders play it back out to the right point. Teams at 5 aside. Walker with the puck. Long shot, glove save. Pedersen, and he will hang on. Might have been going wide anyway.
Yeah.
Shots 3-2 in favor of the Jets. Scoreless game. 6.5 minutes into the first period. So can we officially say now that we're stopping in Des Moines on the way back?
Yeah, not officially.
Okay.
But I would say it's pretty good.
Is it up from the 93% from
That's
earlier?
we're at 96.2.
Okay. Off the face-off, Lobaugh. He's able to poke it ahead, trying to work in with a step in on goal. And a nice defensive play by Patton to break that up. Comes back out toward the point.
I can't remember. Did he play yesterday?
Patton, yeah.
Yeah, did he? Okay.
Here's Lobaugh again along the far boards. He's double teamed over there. And the puck goes out of play. We'll get a whistle. 10:07 to go, first period.
It's going to be interesting if we do get a penalty power play today. I mean, they used an obvious one they didn't call.
I mean, you would think with two guys with the bands on, they might notice something at some point.
You would think.
We'll see. ImOn from the point. He plays it over for Krugel. Now in the middle. And Hills sent it over on the right side. They dump it in, but back for it is Arnold. He plays it up the far boards for Krugel. Thompson Krugel, he was checked. They work it up the far boards. Whitrock trying to force it out and does force it out to center ice. RoughRiders try and work in. Terhune over there. He got it into the zone, but he had it taken away. Lobot tried to play it in the middle for Whitrock, and then
I don't like that pass at that situation.
No, it was not a good idea at all. Long Henry fell down though, and so it didn't work out.
There's a trip. We're finally going to get a power play.
So Long Henry is going to go off for tripping. I guess you can't be that blatant.
Right, yeah.
Where it's right in the middle of the ice and the guy has the puck and
goes down.
Yeah.
Right. All right,
so the Jets will get their first 2-minute power play of the weekend
looks
on
like
varsity.
He's going to put Krugel in the middle for Mac.
So yeah, Krugel has taken Makowitz's spot on right wing. Well, it comes right in front, but unfortunately Kaufman couldn't get possession of it, and they sent it the length of the ice. So Ibis and Goodwin are back at the points. Kaufman between Lee and Krugel, which, if that reminds you of their JV days,
yeah,
kind of does. 25 seconds gone by in the power play. The Jets will try and set things up. Ibis up to no one.
That was not a good one, Harry. Come on, buddy.
I'll dump it back into the Jets.
I'd rather see you skate it up than do that.
Well, yeah.
Like right here. There you go.
Right up the middle. Now the left wing pass, but it was a little behind Goodwin.
Jeez.
So that's
Harry,
the tough thing.
skate it up.
Pedersen makes the stop and gives it to Ibis.
Now we're going.
On right wing, Ibis gets the speed going into the zone. Plays it to no one again. And it goes off of Goodwin and down the ice. The thing is that you use up so much of that energy level.
Yeah.
Just trying to work it up the ice like that.
Well, we can't even set it up.
Yeah. You absolutely have to get some sort of possession. Lee will dump it in. Leland out of the net. He let it go. Belts, who I don't think he played yesterday, by the way, comes back out to the point. Ibis a shot and he scores.
Yeah.
I don't know if that hit anything on the way through.
Let's see what they call.
You would think that it would have in order to get by, but it's also very possible. So we'll start this back when the Jets dumped it in, and you see the goaltender just sort of let it go through, and a good job by Krugel to kind of help work that free. It comes back to the point, and then I have no idea. Did it hit? It may have hit Krugel on the way through. If not, he certainly got in the eyes.
They said 8 from Lee.
Okay.
From 17.
So they said it didn't hit Krugel.
No.
But he certainly did a good job of getting in the eyes of the goaltender.
So it looks like that's correct. So.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
couldn't see.
We're gonna go with that.
Yeah. In the intermission, I might be able to zoom in and see the puck a little bit better, but in the meantime, right now, we couldn't tell.
I'm sure Krugel would have told him to be tipple.
Yeah, I would think so. And it could have hit something else on the way into one of the defending players, and then it would still have been Ibis's goal. Power play goal for the Jets.
It's a high stick.
Knocked down by a high stick, but it went right to a Cedar Rapids player. Although, like you said, I'm not sure they had it anyway.
They didn't have their hands up anyways.
No. So. Lemke plays it in the middle. Goes off of Eklund's stick. Now he gets it again on right wing. Trying to make a play at the line. Lemke gets it into the zone, but Walker sends it across, gets it back in front of his own goal. Plays it up on left wing. Peterson Fret got it into the zone. Elam. He couldn't get it out, comes back out. Walker a shot right on, saved by Pedersen. He dropped it, but covers up for the faceoff. 1-0 Kansas City. 6:43 left to go. First period. Took about 10 minutes to score on the power play.
Sunday morning games. Quad Cities varsity beat Fremont. Lincoln's JVs beat Oak Leafs. We beat Cedar Rapids. Sioux City's JVs beat Ames. No, it's not final yet. Beat Ames.
Off the face-off.
Oakley should beat Lincoln
overstated.
3-0 right now. Let's see.
Puck sent down the ice. No icing here.
I want to see if I heard them say the goal from. Yep, Brody Harrison from Brody. Okay. Make sure I heard that right.
Yeah. Oh, you definitely did. Here's Whitrock with it. He'll play it back out to the point. Now, the ball across. Arnold will just dump it behind the net. Well, they try to center it, but that pass was off the mark. Intended for Krugel, and it comes back the other way. Hills will work it in. They play this on. They called that offsides. That was pretty close, too. I didn't think that was offsides either. But we get the whistle in the face-off. 5-4 shots for the Jets. 6 minutes left to go, first period. They lead it 1-0 on a power play goal from Harrison Ibis, who is out on the ice along with Lee and Kaufman.
I'm going to say we're 1-for-1, Joe, because just the 5-second one didn't count.
Oh, you mean for the weekend?
For the weekend, yeah.
We're 1-for-1 today.
Yeah.
You can at least say that. Yeah, I've always thought that they really need to change the way they do power play percentage.
Right, yeah.
Just in general because of that.
You can't even set anything up in 5 seconds.
Right. So here's Kaufman. He sends it left side for Lee. Couldn't get he got a stick on it, but couldn't get possession of it. And now the RoughRiders send it into the Jets' end. Here's Goodwin. He'll play it down the ice. Went off of Ramsey, so no icing here. Comes around far side and gets past Bloom and down the ice, and they'll say Bo could have played that.
It.
And
be ready, Pedersen. There's a guy right there.
Well, he comes in and a shot and a save by Pedersen. Puck top of the crease, but RoughRiders can't get a stick on it. Ramsey kept it in, though. Plays it behind the net. They center it. Goes right into the crease area again. Then Peterson, Fred, a shot. And a save by Pedersen. And Ibis, the rebound, hit the referee as he tried to play it around. Gets it back, though. And then a long rink-wide pass goes off of Lee and down the ice, but that'll be icing as it hit Lee shy of the red line.
Yep.
And goes all the way down for an icing call. 4:49 to go, first period. Shots now 6-5 for Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
But they trail 1-0.
And Pedersen makes a couple nice saves, boy.
He did. Deaverline comes out. Had a good day yesterday. From straight away, a shot went off of traffic and wide of the goal. And here's Eklund with the puck. In the middle, he was looking for Deaver. That pass behind him. It was dumped in by Fry. Goes back of the net. Nanachev sends it across for Elam. And now it's sent all the way into the near corner. Picked up by Lemke. He'll just play it up the boards. And he knocks it down on right wing. Lost it. It's taken there by Walker. He'll work into the zone on right wing. Walker try to play it toward the middle. That one off a skate. And Eklund, he'll go for a skate in his own zone. Up ahead, Ignatieff had it taken away. That pass went off a Jets player and back out to center ice. Under 4 minutes left to go here, first period. Jets lead it 1-0. Down in the corner. Boatman over there trying to work it free for Cedar Rapids. Now it's Sinclair. He and Eklund getting together along the boards. Sinclair goes down. Deaver picks up the puck and he'll up the middle and manages to get it out to center ice.
Could have been chipping. Close. Yeah. If he fell down, it might have been.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Deaver now with it again. He'll center it in front.
Oh.
Shot by Lobon. A big save by Leland.
Oh, wow, what a great pass. Jets have had 3 good scoring opportunities and only made one of them work.
And that was on the power play.
Yeah.
Elam sends it down low, Loba again in the corner. Out there with Krugel and Deaver, who's long on a shift. Puck bounces in toward the goal. Leland will stop it and cover up. God, just under 3 minutes to go.
Great pass by Deaver.
It was. Loba couldn't bury it, though.
No.
Whitrock will now come on for Deaver, and the line will stay together, along with ImOn and Arnold.
Yeah, Krugel just came on too, so.
Yeah. Well, he was on before, but.
No, was he? I thought Eklund was still out there. Okay.
So here is Loba with it. Came back out to the point, and ImOn a long shot. Kick save by Leland into the corner. Goes back in the net. Coach shoots out in front, but nobody there for the Jets. And the RoughRiders work back the other way. They will just dump it in Terhune. Comes across for Hills. They played up the far boards through the Jets, and now on rink wide, it is Lobon. He'll go for a skate in his own zone. He fell down.
Or
was taken away.
Or he'll fall down in his own zone.
And then ImOn on his backhand had it taken away. Comes out toward the line.
Are you kidding me?
Whitrock was hit. Puck along the far boards, and now it's intercepted, and Loba will head it up left wing. Here's Krugel. He'll work in. Krugel makes around one man. A sharp angle shot. Save Leland, and he'll cover up with Whitrock right there on the doorstep. And then there's a little pushing and shoving after the play. With just under 2 minutes left to go here in the first period. Shots 9-6 for Kansas City at this point. Kaufman lines comes out as both teams make line changes. Matched up against Forschinger. Puck still near the dot. Taken and rung around on the near side, but Aiden Goodwin able to keep it in the zone. He pinches in from the right side, walks in front of the net, but Ibis couldn't get the puck to him. Now it comes loose to Kaufman again. He'll walk across a shot and a save Leland. He was trying to go across and go opposite side with the shot, as a lot of players do. But I don't think he got as much of an angle on it as he wanted. He actually ended up shooting it right into the goaltender, who's...
What did the JV team win by? I forgot to post that. 5-0?
5-0.
Yeah.
Face off to the right of Leland. Clean win by Kaufman back to the point. Bloom will send it down low. Goes back to the net. Ibis over there. RoughRiders take it away. They play it to the line, not out. Bloom will send it back to the net again. Here's Ibis again. Played it to Kaufman. Sharp angle shot went right through the middle, wide of the goal. RoughRiders get it out to center ice, and Bloom will have to go back for it in his own zone. The minute 15 left to go in the period. Bo Bloom up the far boards. He was checked as they fight for it there. Puck comes loose in the middle, but Ibis picks it up, and he'll turn the Jets on and head toward the goal. He tried to flip it to himself, but flipped it too far ahead, and the goaltender came out and knocked it away. And back the other way, Peterson Fret. He'll work in straight away with the puck. Straight away a shot. Boy, he got a lot on that one. Put it wide, and we get a whistle.
That's off.
And
No, we could call a penalty.
let's see. Yeah, I believe
Brody
it.
Lee.
Yeah, Jets penalty is coming up. A roughing call on Brody. And with 49 seconds, so 50 seconds basically left to go in the period, Jets go back shorthanded once again.
Didn't see it, so no clue.
Yeah, happened away from the play. This will extend over to the next period if they don't score. Jets out shooting the RoughRiders 11-6, and they lead at 1-0. Jets win the draw. Whitrock, and it's played down the ice by Elam. So Ramsey will set up behind his net and try to work out towards center. Right wing pass. Oh, that was intercepted. And Krugel trying to work in. Ramsey on him. Krugel fell down, then actually ended up taking Ramsey down. The puck is still loose, and it's picked up by Krall. 25 seconds to go in the period. Krall will play it ahead on right wing. They sent it rink wide. That was passed behind Ramsey. Now in the neutral zone. Krugel had poked it away. Forschinger, now it's carried on into the zone. Straight away a shot right on. Save Pettersson, and he'll hang on with 10 seconds left to go in the period. Shots now 11-7 for the Jets.
All right, Lane, win the face-off. Let's get it. Go in intermission.
Whitrock and Ibis.
That's it.
Ignatichev. And
Oh, boy. Good job. All right, that should kill the period.
Nice. Tell you what, Elam behind the play kind of went down a bit awkwardly, looked to Good to know he's okay.
He's holding his wrist, though.
Yeah. And the buzzer sounds, and the first period comes to a close, and the Jets get the only goal. They lead it 1-0. Whoops. At the end of one period of play. So a power play goal from Harry Ibis, the only goal of the period. Kansas City on top 1-0. Back with the first period intermission right after this on Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Woohoo! Jeremy Franklin here from Jeremy Franklin Automotive. This week, everyone's talking about my sale. Why? Down payments are just $2. Woo-hoo! Trade-ins, I'll pay up to $4,950 over appraised value, even if you owe too much. Woo-hoo! Why am I doing this? Because it's summer, I'm excited about life, and you should be too. Woo-hoo! Now let's all say it together. Woo-hoo! It's my most outrageous sale ever, but only for a limited time. Call today, come in today, whatever you do, don't delay, because today's the day. Woo-hoo! Is your credit PU? You'll scream woohoo when we approve you. My one and only for the people credit approval process is the real deal. Woo-hoo! So get a nicer, newer car for just $2 down. And bring in your old clunker and get up to $4,950 more than what it's worth. Woo-hoo! This month only for the first 71 customers. I'm Jeremy Franklin. Come see us at Jeremy Franklin Automotive, South Kansas City. Call 816-523-6900 or jeremyfranklin.com. jeremyfranklin.com will you always be another satisfied customer.
Call 816-595-9000 for terms and conditions.
How you doing? Richie the Iceman Zamboni here for Kansas City Ice Center. You know, my mother always told me, Iceman, there are 3 things every kid should know. How to ride a bike, how to make mac and cheese and not interrupt my soap opera, and how to ice skate. Well, the Iceman can't help you with your culinary difficulties with your children, but Kansas City Ice Center can sure get you going with those ice skating lessons. Send your kids to Kansas City Ice Center, and they'll be skating like they grew up in Alaska in no time. Kansas City Ice Center on Johnson Drive between 435 and K7 is setting up group lessons now for kids of all ages. And with kids is skating, they ain't getting into no trouble. They're having a good time and they're making new friends. Kansas City Ice Center on Johnson Drive between 435 and K7 and online at kcicecenter.com. Put your kids on ice at Kansas City Ice Center. It's cool.
I've been in a lot of locker rooms over the years, and you want to know who has the biggest nuts in town? Packer Fastener. I'm talking nuts, bolts, screws, everything commercial contractors and fabricators need, Packer Fastener has it. With the fastest growing threaded fastener inventory in the Kansas City area and more. Tools, safety supplies, abrasives, you name it. Plus, they ship anywhere in the U.S. with hella speed and accuracy. So don't get caught with your pants down. Get the job supplies you need when you need them. Shop PackerFastener.com. This Jets webcast is brought to you in part by Bicklemeyer Meats, Donovan Service, Edward Jones Investments, Gladstone Automotive Group, Goodwin Homeworks, KC Ice, Kansas Financial Resources, Myers Brothers, and Minding the Gap. Each week in public schools, Minding the Gap volunteers mentor children, host a Bible club, and encourage teachers so that children become better readers today and discover hope for tomorrow. Thanks to all the sponsors and supporters of Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Welcome back out to the ImOn Ice Arena here in Cedar Rapids. Joel Becker, Gary Scamona, Kansas City Jets Hockey, Jets, and Cedar Rapids RoughRiders. Kansas City on top 1-0 after one period of play. Only the one goal. It was a power play goal for the Jets, and Brody Lee had dumped it in there. You couldn't really see it because it was kind of lower on your screen, but he dumped it in, and you can the goaltender out of the net, Leland. You'll see the puck is coming around. He's way on the right side of your screen. Let's see what we can do about getting a better look at this. And he had an opportunity to stop this, but watch, he specifically, and I don't know if he was just worried about the guys coming in, but he obviously just sort of let it go. He didn't put his stick out to stop it. Maybe it was because, you know, that's Belts over there, and Kaufman was on him, and it ends up going into the corner, and Krugel does a pretty good job here of working the puck free. Eventually it's going to go from Lee back to the point, and so hanging out over at the point on this power play is Ibis. He stops it there, and eventually he's going to take a shot. And we'll see if we can't tell if this actually goes off of anything. Does it go off of, it may have gone after the Cedar Rapids player there. And then you'll see, I believe that's Kaufman who's coming in front. Either Kaufman or Krugel. Maybe it's Krugel, actually. Yeah, it is Krugel. And I don't think it touches him, but he definitely gets in the eyes of Leland. I don't think it hits off the defenseman for the RoughRiders. That's Coleman Walker in front. Can't really see the puck, per se, as it comes through. But it may have. I mean, looking at Leland, I'm not sure how exactly it got through him. I think it must have hit something to change directions. It may have hit Walker and not Krugel. But, I mean, you can see that it ends up behind him. You can see the net move right there as it actually gets behind them. You can't really see the puck as it goes by or how it actually came through. But it could also just have simply been the screen by Krugel that ended up putting that one in the back of the net with, as you can see, 77:56 left to go. And that's how we got where we are. 1-0 is our score here from the ImOn Ice Arena. We'll take a break, come back with a second period here in just about 9 minutes or so is when they're set to start. Let's see, this story, I don't think of what's one we haven't done for a little while. I guess with the weather being the way it is, a good one that we could run right now is one called Lost in the Storm. It's not the same kind of storm as you're going through, but we do feel a little lost in the storm right now. So that's this story here from the Right Reverend David Lewis, and we're in this first period intermission. Jets on top 1-0. Second period on the other side here on Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Hi, I'm David R. Lewis. Welcome to Theater of the Mind. For this Heartland memory, we go back in time about 30 years to a stormy day. When I originally wrote this piece, I was looking out the window at a blustery, gloomy, damp, and rainy spring day. The sky was dark and heavy, pushing gray all the way to the ground. It was just beginning to rain, and it felt as if it would rain for hours. Thunder rumbled in the distance. And even though I was not cold, I shivered a bit in anticipation. I had to go out in a little while, and I dreaded the prospect on such a miserable day. But what made it miserable? When I was a child, the same type of day was a joy. The front porch beckoned, and I would go outside, sit in the swing, and shiver in the cold dampness. I eschewed the use of a coat if I could get away with it, and let the chill and damp crawl beneath my skin just to be closer to the weather, to be more a part of what was going on. When the rain came, it dripped directly off the porch roof, straight to the ground below, and I would watch it as the fat drops splashed into the dirt, turning it to mud, then puddles of dark water. If it rained long enough, the muddy water would eventually become clean and expose the small stones and gravel that lived underneath the dust and dirt the rain had washed away. The water would become deeper, 2, maybe 3 inches, collecting in a shallow trough, eroded by years of days just like this one. The tiny stones shining up through the flickering water, each one different, all just the same. I would lie on my stomach, my face just a foot or so above the surface, the falling drops not quite touching my hair, and gaze into the water, imagining myself there among the stones in that different world. The mind of the child, so ready to do such a thing, so willing to make simple rocks and water another place, another reality. I could plunge to that shallow bottom, tiny and quick, and look up at myself through the water, huge and ponderous, looking back. I could dart among the stones like a minnow, breathing easily, not feeling wet at all, swimming up and down the length of the porch, a towering cement cliff above me. I would flash my sides in the stormy light, enjoying the feeling of the cool water sliding past me as I swam, nosing the raindrop-induced bubbles on the surface, or diving straight to the bottom to investigate an uncovered penny, huge where it lay among the rocks. And then the screen door would open and my grandmother's voice would pull me back. Get up off that cold cement before you catch your death. It's beyond me how you can lay there like that anyway. You don't even have a jacket on. Where's your coat? And I would be back on the porch and cold, and it would all have gone away. Once it was gone, it was gone. Minnows don't wear jackets or have worried grandmothers. Minnows are free of such encumbrance. Hence the joy that came with, however briefly, being one. Sometimes the storm would worsen and lightning would etch the gray. The rain would pour off the roof, bringing violence to the puddles and water misting across the porch. The big oak tree would whistle and celebrate. My elm climbing trees shudder and quake. Starlings flying sideways in the wind, yammering as they struggled to get home, came sliding close to the ground, seeking elusive shelter in the lee of walls. Jessie, the neighbor's cat, ears back, would streak across the yard with concentration so intense he would not notice a bird passing 2 feet in front of his nose. I'd go inside, filch the 2 rag rugs off the top of the old wringer washer, and sneak back to the porch with my grandmother's umbrella. There, against the front wall of the house, mist and rain blowing around me, I'd lie on one rug and cover with the other, then open the umbrella, positioning it against the worst of the spray, and let the storm take me. Willingly, giving myself over to it, gleefully allowing the wind to carry me aloft, I'd let it batter me through the trees. I would bank down alleys, soar along roof peaks, and slide over shingles. As the rain flashed through me, the birds skittered beside me, and the power of the storm spread me thin upon and amid the tempest. Then the door would open again. You're getting all wet. Get up off that porch and get in here. Look at these rugs. Then the reverie shattered. The wind would go on without me. The storm would continue, needless of my support. I would look out the window only an observer, insulated by glass and plaster and lath. But I could remember what it was like swimming in the puddle and flying on the wind. And all those years later, I did remember what it was like. All of a sudden, going out in the storm that day seemed just like the thing to do. At least, that's how it seems to me. I'm David R. Lewis. Thanks for dropping by for this Heartland memory on Theater of the Mind.
What are you doing?
Learning how to go see.
That's hide and seek? I found you in 2 seconds. Get out of there. If you want to win this game, you got to do a lot better than that. Right? Come on. Get in. Hustle. Now that's the way you play the game.
When Reuben Baylor joins Marshal Marion Daniels to investigate an incident of theft and murder, Rube is plunged into a world of dark deeds and black hearts. With the help of an abused and courageous young woman, Rube, Marion, and Marshal Adris Thibodeau head south of the Missouri line into the hills and hollows of northern Arkansas and take on an entire clan to see that justice is done. Suspicion of outsiders and hate for the government abounds, and the Marshals are much farther from home than the miles they've traveled.
Payback Trail, part of the Trail series by David R. Lewis. Available as an ebook at Amazon.com, Smashwords, and iTunes, and as an e-audiobook at Audible.com.
Go get that donkey. Hey, you're going the wrong way. Come on. We got slaughtered at musical chairs. We practiced this at home a million times. We are losing. I can't believe I missed Pilates for this. It's your own ride home, Missy.
Welcome back out to the ImOn Ice Arena here in Cedar Rapids. Joel Becker and Gary Scabona on Kansas City Jets Hockey Jets and the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders 1-0 KC. After one period of play, teams back on the ice ready to get started with the second period here in just a few minutes. Gary Scabona, did you have a chance to talk to Thompson downstairs and ask him if he touched that puck on the way through?
No, I didn't.
Didn't even ask?
Didn't see him. Didn't go in the locker room.
It was hard to say. I did take a look at it, and you really, I couldn't tell. You couldn't really see the puck, unfortunately, even zoomed in. So we'll see how things go here in this period. The Jets will be starting shorthanded. Not surprisingly. Minute 11 left to go on Brody Lee's roughing penalty. So.
Yeah, we got to kill the power play.
Zach Pedersen in the goal to our right, Quinn Leland in the goal to our left, and we are underway. And right off the faceoff, the Jets dump it into the RoughRiders end. So a minute left to go now on this Cedar Rapids power play. Comes loose to Ignatichev, and he'll just dump it the length of the ice. Leland out of the net, leaves it back of the goal. And Ramsey will go back for it here for Cedar Rapids. Up on right wing for Belts. His attempted pass hit Whitrock and comes back into the RoughRiders end. They'll send it rink wide again. This time they do gain the zone and dump it in. Comes to the near side as they try and set things up on the power play. Call, let it go through to Belts. Comes loose. Nice job as far as effort is concerned from Krugel, who got across for Whitrock, who slams it down the ice. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Power play goal from Harrison Ibis. The only goal is referee got in the way there. And that'll pretty much do it for the power play. We're down to 7 seconds left to go. Brody should be able to go straight on the ice as his line's out there with Kaufman and Ibis. Ignatichev and Elam. And they do backhand it in this time. Does Patton for the RoughRiders. Goes into the near corner. Comes up the boards, but it's taken over by Lee, and he'll skate up with left wing. Into the zone with Kaufman. And on goal, a screen shot. And Kaufman actually ended up running into the goal, knocking it off. And so this will be
just one a little wide.
Yeah, neutralized faceoff. But I tell you what, he put that right through the legs of a defenseman. And that's a tough thing for a goalie to see coming off the stick there. And unfortunately, like you said, it was about 6 inches wide on the far side.
Yeah.
Faceoff's going to come out to center ice because Kaufman was the one who knocked the net off. Teams at 5 aside. The Jets have the edge in shots 11-7. Just underway, a minute and a half into the second period. Kaufman line stays out. Off the faceoff, Ibis will carry it on right wing. He tried to get it in front for Kaufman, couldn't get to him, went off a skate. And he play it out to center ice. That hit the linesman. And now the Jets just sort of dump it toward the RoughRiders end. Belts there with it. Went off a Ibis and actually just wide of the net. Tell you what, if that was on goal, that would have been a tough shot to stop. Here's Ibis again, trying to walk in front, backhand shot, and he lifted it up over the glass.
He thought the goalie was going to think there was a pass and he could sneak it by him.
Yeah, he was trying to get him on that short side.
Yeah.
And Leland did a good job covering it.
Yeah.
And now it is Patton who dumps it in, heads to the bench for a change. Terhune with it, centers it. Now was knocked out of harm's way, though, by the Jets defense, and it comes back to Patton at his own line. We'll send it across for Ramsey. Now Patton again. RoughRiders can't get it out as they play it in the middle. Lemke, a shot and a glove save. Leland left a rebound, was able to swat it out of the harm's way with a couple of Jets on the door.
Great pass by Ibis and Kaufman to get Lemke right there in the middle.
Not sure how that was a delayed offsides, but the Jets do tag up. And the RoughRiders will get it out to center ice. Trying to skate up the right wing as Peterson Fret. He and Elam come together. Reaction from a crowd on the big hit. They center it in front. Comes back out right point.
Couldn't have been our crowd.
Patton. And back the other way, Lemke. We don't have a crowd.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't not our crowd.
We have a crowd back home.
Yeah.
Snuggling under a blanket of 1.5 feet of snow.
Hot cocoa, and maybe some bourbon in it. Yeah.
You never know.
Sunday morning, get ready for watch a little Jets, and then get ready for the Chiefs game.
There you go. It's good to know they finally did make it.
Yeah.
After they were stuck on the tarmac for 4 hours, by the way.
Oh, they didn't take them off the plane. Obviously not. If they're on the tarmac, yeah.
Yeah, as it turned out, when they shut the airport down, they were the first plane out when they opened it back up.
Well, that makes sense.
Comes back out, shot. Of course, assuming they did have a charter jet, which I'm sure they do.
They did.
They probably have a little more room than say you and I do.
I guess I was reading, it just recently has been remodeled. So I'm sure it's.
I was going to say a little more comfortable than the typical JetBlue Southwest Airlines seats.
We got another penalty?
Yeah, coming up on the Jets.
Cross-check on.
I don't know. We'll see who
Deaver,
goes off. Looks like Deaver.
No, it's
Eklund.
No, not Eklund either. Yes, it is Eklund.
Eklund, yeah. So, Jets once again will be killing a penalty.
Shocker.
Tell you what, they better start looking for these shorties, because if we want to get any goals, it's about the only time we have a chance.
All right.
Maybe our strategy is to tire out their power play unit.
Yeah.
They'd win the draw and clear it out to center ice. Walker will go back for it and leave it for Patton.
A lot of pressure on.
This is the first time I've seen Ramsey not on the ice for the RoughRiders.
Yeah.
Power play or almost any other time.
Yeah, he's pretty much on the ice the whole game.
A lot of ice time. 25 seconds already gone on Eklund's minor cross-checking. Rink wide pass Terhune. He'll work in. Elam got in his way, and the Jets clear it back down the ice. Wheeling out of the net will leave it back of the goal for Patton. Ibis and Krugel. Elam and Ignatichev. Ibis takes it away, and he'll just go for a skate in the neutral zone. Wasting time. Harry Ibis plays it up on right side. Ignatichev.
Didn't like that, Harry.
No, it wasn't the best pass.
There you go. Now we're good.
Yeah. It's a little too far in front of him.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad idea as far as the pass. It just wasn't the best pass.
Right.
Down to 55 seconds to go in the man advantage. Jets have done a good job of not letting the RoughRiders set up for a lot of this. That goes off of Belts into the zone.
Gotta get it out, but they got a 3-on-1 situation here.
Could have Crawl over there, had it taken away by Krugel. Can't get it out, but then Ibis knocks it away. He's going to get the speed going.
Comes
out
as coming out again.
And he was able to clear it out of harm's way. Somebody lost a...
Ramsey lost the glove.
Now Belts 2-on-1 down low, tries to get it across. And I believe, I may be wrong, but I think Ignatichev got just a little bit of a piece of that to break up the pass. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Jets hanging on to a 1-0 lead.
So Leland is challenged twice on a little odd man pen to rush, or breakaway. And
Lemke tried to get in front.
Twice, maybe 3 times a lady. Won a game.
And the penalty is over. Eklund back out. And puck goes into the Jets end. Elam over there. Ooh, he took a hard hit into the boards. A little bit awkward.
They're going to call?
Yeah, there was. It's the back referee, Larson's calling a roughing call. And now there's, I think, a RoughRider player slow in getting up. I think he may have broken or
skate. Broke a skate.
Yeah.
So now who goes in the box if it's him?
It can be anybody else. They can let somebody serve his penalty. The only thing about him is that he can't come on the ice while his penalty.
Over. Yeah.
If they have somebody else serve it. I don't know if he was the one who got the penalty though.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Jets have a power play goal already. This will be their second opportunity on the power play. Not sure why they're showing the face-off in the neutral zone. Shouldn't the face-off go all the way down to the Cedar Rapids end?
You would think.
Yeah,
power play.
Power play.
Why is it going to that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you would think.
And they do put it up on the clock. They're showing it as to Florchinger.
Could have been.
I still don't understand why that penalty, why the face-off was there.
Call on number 21. 2 minutes for roughing.
So roughing the call. And I was all set to find out how to pronounce that guy's name, and he didn't pronounce it. It's number 21. He didn't say his name.
Oh,
right by
come on, Witz.
And now a shorthanded opportunity trying to work in on goal. A shot. Pedersen the save, and he will hang on.
There it is. I knew that was going to come. PP1's back out.
Had to give him a second to rest up, I guess.
Yeah. As soon as that puck went through Whitrock's legs, he's out.
Kaufman can't get the draw, the puck loose, and it's taken by the Jets, and they'll play it back for Ibis behind his goal. 80 seconds to go in the power play. Right wing pass, Jets, and Lee will dump it in, goes off the stick of Leland into the corner, and Kaufman there, try to pitchfork it back toward the point. Now Lee will do it back to Ibis at the point, left it for Kaufman, top of the circle, sends it down low for Lee. Now back out to the point for Ibis. Ibis sends it down low for Lee again. They play catch with Ibis. Now again, top of the circle, Kaufman. Down low for Lee. Didn't really have anybody to get it to. Now Ibis, long shot, and that goes wide off the glass. Goodwin with the rebound. Played across. Lee let it go to Kaufman. Could have played it back to Ibis instead. Tries to go forward with it. Now it does come back to Ibis. He'll send it across for Goodwin. Right side shot. Ooh. And that went off the blocker with a pretty good screen in front once again by
Trip
Krugel.
again. Wow.
Krugel's done a couple of times, filling in for Makowitz, who obviously has the big body in front. Krugel, who is not quite so large, has done a good job of getting a screen in front there. He was really, responsible for that first goal. Whether or not he touched it, he definitely provided that screen and got in the eyes of Leland on the Jets' power play goal. This one is over, though. Here's Goodwin with it, though. And the 5-on-5 pulls up with it. Tried to get it back to Ibis. That was broken up. And Deaver over there along with Goodwin. Got it to Deaver. Passed in front. He was looking for Lemke, but that play was broken up. And now Lemke will dump it in. Jets will change up some players.
Ibis needs to come off, too.
Yeah, we still have a forward out on defense as Ibis gets to the bench and is replaced by Arnold out there with ImOn, and the shot was stick saved by Pedersen. They try to center it. That one off of a leg. Comes out to the half boards. RoughRiders dangerous here. That was tipped just wide of the goal. ImOn will play it up on the far side. Lemke trying to play it up the boards. Deaver over there to help out, but the RoughRiders come away with it. They walk in front. That was a pretty good opportunity, but never got through. Then the puck loose, and they score. Came to the side of the net. And the RoughRiders have tied things up here. Halfway through, a little bit past the halfway mark of the second period. It's the first even strength goal of the game. The Jets had a couple of opportunities. To get this puck out of the zone, and they get hemmed in a lot. Lemke over there and Deaver, but it ends up they walk in front. The original shot, and it ends up coming right through the crease here after that shot.
He makes the save, but there's nobody there to clear it out.
And again, you've got 2 white jerseys and 0 blue jerseys on that side. Yeah. And they were able to stuff it in past Peterson to make it a 1-1 game. So, varsity squad.
Oh!
Off the post.
Come on, low ball. How many opportunities are we going to give you today, big boy? 2 of them he's missed. 2 great scoring opportunities.
They hit the post.
Yeah, but I don't care. They can go in the back of the net.
Yeah.
All right, good pass again. All right, come on, he'll get one.
Jets out shooting the RoughRiders 15-10. Game is tied at 1. 7:10 left to go, second period. Whitrock line out there with Loba and Krugel.
Yesterday we were up 2-0. They tied it 2-2, and we got a nice goal from the point from Iggy. Maybe we can get one again today.
He's out there along with Elam, excuse me. Whitrock, and then it comes loose. So went off of the defenseman Walker and in on goal, and Leland will just cover up. Just under 7 minutes left to go here in the second period.
I don't know what it is on Sundays, Joe.
Sometimes they have trouble. We saw it in Dubuque. Puck comes between the two defensemen and down the ice. Pedersen will just leave it behind the net for Elam. He pulls up with it. Let it go to Loba, and he'll come up right wing. And he had his pocket picked. He'll send it across. Ignatichev up in the middle. Headman pass there for Loba. Krugel carried on. He sends it in the middle. Whitrock a one-timer and a save by Leland. It's a good play. I don't think he got all of it.
A very good play, yeah.
But Leland had to be very sharp there to make that save. 6.5 to go, second period. Jets will change up and put the Kaufman line out. Elam and Ignatichev stay out on defense. Terhune line comes out for the RoughRiders. Kaufman tries to tie up his center, and the Jets and Ibis comes away with it. He'll play it back out to the point for Elam. He knocks it down at the point. Long shot, save, rebound. They'll play it in front. Oh, Lee had it, and he couldn't get a good shot on goal. Comes back out, though. Straight away, Elam, another shot. And another save by Leland, another big rebound. But unfortunately, Ibis couldn't get a stick on it. Puck along the far boards, and the RoughRiders take over, and they'll come out to center. And they just dump it in, goes on goal. Pedersen takes no chances and covers up. Boy, a couple of pretty good opportunities there for Kansas City.
For sure.
Good plays by Derek Elam to keep the puck in and put it on net. You know, and again, it's one of those things where you're not expecting Elam to score from there, but he did set us up where we got some good opportunities off of the rebounds.
Yeah.
Face off. Comes up the boards. And here's Harry Ibis. Up right wing. He'll work into the zone. Has Kaufman with him. Rung around on the far or near side, Lee. He just handed it right to the RoughRiders, who play it up ahead for Hills and out to center. Knocked down there by Kaufman, and Ibis will backhand it in. He'll step off for a line change as Lemsky comes out. Hills ahead, and he got it to Patton, who'll dump it in. Out of the net, Pedersen left it back of the goal for Bloom. This past Lemke, can't get it out of the zone though. And the puck through the middle. It's picked up by Kaufman. And Ibis, or excuse me, Goodwin able to get it up to Lemke and out to center ice. And he just plays it up the right wing side. The Jets will finish off a line change. Long lead pass, and this stretch pass lays to a breakaway, a shot, and it looked like Pedersen got a piece of it, ended up going behind the net, and the Jets will whack it out to center ice. They've been trying that stretch pass all weekend. That was the first time that it really led to a breakaway.
Oh, somebody stayed in front.
Beaver with it on the near side boards. Played it back out to Bloom. He'll just send it down low. Comes to Eklund. He tried to walk in front. Backhand shot off a stick and wide. Peterson Fret will play it back to the net, and they'll play it off the sideboards and out. Oh, and Bloom just let it go by him, and it sets up a 3-on-1 down low across. And I'm not sure if he just missed it or if that was that back check there at the last second by Eklund.
The puck was out.
That broke it off.
The puck was out of the zone.
Well, apparently that's not what the linesman said.
Oh my God, it was so obviously it was out.
Now they do get it out. Dump back in. Pedersen will leave it there for Bloom. This was a delayed offsides, and so we will get the whistle.
That puck came way out of the zone.
Yeah. So they're going to bring this face-off all the way back out to center ice. 4 minutes left to go, second period. 1-1 our score. Shots 19-12 for Kansas City. Whitrock lines comes out.
All right, come on, Landon. Low ball, let's go. You're going to get a third great scoring opportunity, and this time you're going to bury it.
Okay, you heard it here first. ImOn back in his own zone, rings around near side. Comes loose near the line. They do get it out to center ice. Played in the middle. Now up on left wing. RoughRiders get it into the zone. Comes out to center. Pass in the middle. Whitrock. Now left wing for Krugel. Thompson Krugel in the middle. Whitrock. He tried to center it. He's looking for low bob at that fanned. And then long shot Arnold. That goes off traffic and into the corner. Now the RoughRiders get it to the line, but not out. Krugel along the near boards will just send it in deep. Ramsey has it. Ian low ball. Low ball lost an edge, but he's able to swat it over for Whitrock. Puck goes into the far corner. We get a whistle, and it's going to be a roughing call, I think, on Whitrock.
Another penalty on us?
Yes, and you're right.
Oh, God, this is a joke.
It's Krugel who's going off.
Didn't see it.
It was a roughing call. And so yet again, the Jets will be killing a penalty.
Kansas City penalty on number 48, Thompson and Krugel.
Is their fourth?
For roughing.
Is that all? I don't know.
Another power play.
When the PA guy is saying another power play.
Yeah, exactly. Even he knows they got a lot of them.
Belts with the puck. This time the RoughRiders are able to set up on the power play here right off the face-off, top of the circle. It's Kaufman and Lee out there trying to kill this penalty as Kaufman got in the way there. Elam and Ignatichev on defense. Here's Ramsey with the puck. Tried to walk the line, sends it down low. Belts. Belts a shot, and Kaufman with the rebound will play it down the ice. 35 seconds gone on the penalty. Ramsey goes back for it in his own zone. 2.5 left to go in the period. Score is tied at 1. Belts with the puck. He'll send it rink wide. They gain the zone on the left side. Trying to walk in the middle with it. Right point Belts will send it across. It goes to Forshinger. Now up near the line. Good job by Kaufman to knock it out. He'll head up the right wing. And overskated. Still has it, though. Couldn't get around Ramsey that time, though. And with 50 seconds left to go in the penalty, here's Kroll. He'll send it up on left wing. Forshinger, he had his pocket pick. Nice play by Whitrock, who sends it down the ice. So Whitrock and Ibis now back out for the Jets, and still Elam and Ignatichev with 35 seconds to go in the power play. Puck along the boards. Ibis. He just played it off a stick and it ended up going off the scoreboard. So should be a neutralized faceoff near the dot on the near side. 27 seconds left to go in Krugel's roughing minor. Off the face-off, Bloom pokes it ahead, and it goes to Patton near his own line. He'll play it over on left wing. That pass was intercepted by Ibis, and the Jets clear it out of the zone. And back forward is Walker. Walker for the RoughRiders gets it into the zone on left wing. Trying to walk in, a shot, save Pettersson, rebound, and that was poked away at the last second by Bloom, with a RoughRider bearing down on the goaltender. Krugel out of the box, and the Jets have killed off yet another one. Still tied at 1, though. Goodwin goes into the boards. Puck along the near side corner. Whitrock over there along with Hills. As they try to work it free, comes back out to the point. Now across Belts with it. He winds up, broke his stick as he went to take a shot. Pettersson plays it up the boards. Ramsey there to knock it down. Oh, long shot off a body and wide of the goal. Hills back of the net. Puck is it on the back of the net, and that's taken by Deaver. And he'll work out towards center ice. Tried to send it across for Ibis. That was broken up. And then the Jets get it back out to center, and Deaver again. Sends it on the right side for Ibis. He'll just backhand it in. 20 seconds to go in the period. Deaver after for it. Puck back of the net. Swung around far side. Eklund over there. He'll play it toward the corner. Oh, he and Lemke comes in front. Lemke a shot, but it ended up going wide. Rebound out to center ice. Jets will dump it back in with 3 seconds left.
That'll do it.
And there you go. The horn sounds. And this time they go to the locker room all knotted up at 1. So yesterday it was 3-2 after a late goal. Today it is 1-1 after 2 periods of play. Kansas City and Cedar Rapids. So the RoughRiders the only goal in that second period. And we'll see what happens. We'll take a break, come back for the second period intermission right after this on Kansas City Jets Hockey.
Mom, are you gonna let her get away with that?
It's just a shopping cart.
So it's your shopping cart. What's wrong with you? You're a chicken?
But
Mom, you're such a wimp.
what?
What's wrong with you? Stand up for yourself. Go over there and give her a good smack. Oh. Fight, 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 fight. She's a goon. Give her a taste of her own medicine.
Got a gun?
With those words, David Allen Crockett, a retired police officer who simply wanted to be left alone, finds his seclusion shattered by his friend therapist Ruby Lacoste. At Ruby's request, Crockett agrees to teach one of her clients, Rachel Moore, how to defend herself with a handgun. During the course of those lessons, Crockett and Rachel begin an intimate relationship. When Rachel is found dead from an apparent suicide, Crockett is devastated and tries to slink back into a self-imposed seclusion. But things get complicated when Crockett is contacted by Rachel's aunt, who believes the suicide was staged and claims she has the name of the murderer. Together, Crockett and Ruby begin an investigation that leads them into a world of treachery, deceit, and death. Fear of the Father, Call Me Crockett, the first book in the Crockett series by David R. Lewis. Available as an e-audiobook at Amazon and Audible.com.
Hi. Hey. This kid's potato sack doesn't look regulation to me.
Excuse me?
Well, it's got a wider base. I mean, that's totally unfair to my kid, right? I want to launch a protest. Well, look, it's 2 inches higher, and look at those hand grips. It's not regulation.
Regulation?
Look, you know what else? I want a urine sample from this kid. He looks a little beefy for a 5-year-old. You're going down, buddy.
Welcome back out to the ImOn Ice Arena here in Cedar Rapids. Joel Becker and Gary Scavona, Kansas City Jets hockey. Jets and Cedar Rapids RoughRiders all knotted up at 1 apiece. Jets had a power play goal in the first period. Came into the second period up 1-0. They would give up the only goal in that period about a little less than 10 minutes in, as the Jets had an opportunity to get the puck out, but ends up going down low, and eventually it's going to come out, takes a shot and a save, but again, nobody there for the Jets. So let's take a look here a little bit closer and see what we can see, as eventually the puck's going to come out into the slot area right there. Goes off of a skate, but you can see right now Eklund has kind of got that far post covered, and it's going to go out too. And I guess you had, is that Ignatichev or is that Lemke? I can't tell. Must be Lemke. And Pedersen makes the save. It's, you know, it's a bit of a screenshot, but it goes off of his glove. And again, so as you can see there, you have got 2 RoughRiders players right in front of the net and no blue jerseys to help out Pedersen. And eventually it's going to be Florshinger who was able to lift it up over his outstretched leg and get it into the back of the net. And that is how we got to 1-1 as our score. So, the Jets are not playing poorly by any stretch of the imagination. They've had to kill a bunch of penalties and done a good job doing that. Also have a power play goal. They're 1 for 2 on the power play. 19-14 the shots in favor of Kansas City. So they have managed to get some offensive opportunities. Just unlike yesterday, they've only managed to bury the one. So we'll see how things go in the last 17 minutes of hockey. In the meantime, we'll get you a story from David Lewis. We'll do Swallows on the swing for no reason in particular. And then come back for the third period in just a few minutes. We're about 10 minutes or so away. We'll see if the Jets can't turn things on. They did that yesterday. Really had a good third period. It was 3-2 going into the third period for the Jets, and they controlled play, got a couple of goals, won at 5-2. Don't know if they can duplicate that today or not. In the meantime, this is Swallows on the swing, or Babies in the Rafters. It's a little Heartland memory for you here in the second period intermission on Kansas City Jets hockey.
Hi, I'm David R. Lewis. Thanks for dropping by Theater of the Mind. This Heartland memory takes us back to the days of porch swings. We are in the clutches of another porchless generation. The advent of air conditioning and television killed what had been, up to that time, an institution, the front porch. My generation and those before it will attest. Useful porches are all but gone now. Newer homes don't have them because homeowners don't need them. And with the passing of porches has come the extinction of that marvel of motion, the porch swing. Growing up, some of my fondest memories come from in and around the porch swing. So, several decades ago, when Laura and I rented a house in the country in almost Arkansas, Missouri that had a porch, the next logical and longed-for step was a porch swing. Driving to a nearby small town, a journey that included fording 2 streams and crossing a river on a 1-lane bridge, we went to the local Western Auto store. The owner, who'd been there as long as the store had, roughly 230 years, looked startled. A porch swing? What are you going to do with a porch swing? Swing on the porch? I ventured. Well, I know that. It's just that anybody who'd use a porch swing's already got a porch swing. Folks your age don't use them. Well, you never know. We might if we had one. Well, come on. I don't know if I even got one, but if I do, it'll be downstairs. Downstairs was a dusty and damp dungeon of a place, missing only manacles on the wall to be perfect for the Spanish Inquisition. It was populated by scattered boxes, kerosene lamp globes, an old wood-fired cook stove, a Ringer washing machine, and one grimy box showing the dim legend, porch swing / oak. He dragged it out, still taped and sealed. The worn price tag read $13. We'll take it, I said. And we did. It assembled well, chains and all, the sturdy oak of yesteryear. In the box was a packing slip with the date 1943. By dusk, the swing was hung. By dark, we were swinging. It was late in the swinging season, and a few weeks later, I hung the thing high on its chains for the winter. The following May, I went out to lower it for the summer and found a family had moved in. Well, actually, just a couple. A lovely pair of swallows had arrived, completely ignoring the barn behind the house, and built a nest on the rafter crossbar from which the swing swung. While I believe barn swallows to be delightful birds, they found me to be less than delightful. As a matter of fact, they didn't care for me at all, scolding and darting at me as I stood on the ladder, intruding on their world and invading their space. I assumed they, being rather shy, would depart for greener pastures, but they did not, preferring to stay and call the coveted Lara and me names, which they did for the rest of the month of May. By June, they'd settled down a bit, peering at us from their nest above our heads, flying freely to and fro, catching various types of insect munchies, putting brand new aerobatics on display for us every evening, scarcely taking notice of us while they attended to the full-time job of being swallows. We loved it. The calm evening of shadow watching, punctuated by those wonderful winged acrobats flinging themselves about in impossible stunts, was wonderful. Now and then one would seem to forget itself and land on the swinging chain a foot or so above my head and ride a while, clinging to its link, peeping or chirping occasionally, until I could no longer control myself and would look directly at the bird. He or she would then scold me and roller coaster away into the gathering dark for a last hot lap or two before returning to the perch in the rafters. Soon came the sound of children overhead, and Mom and Dad got really busy, hustling around, feeding the kids. Looking up, I could sometimes see their tiny faces, mouths open, begging for food. The parents paid us almost no attention, having to deal with the full nursery. Life had become more serious for the swallows. With early August in the air, so were the babies, 4 of them, learning Mom and Dad's skills. Where the parents flew, they flapped. Where the folks darted and dipped, they bungled and bumped. But soon it was impossible to tell any of the birds apart, except the babies were not afraid of us. We had been part of their world from the instant they hatched. They had never been without Lara and me. They knew us. If a stranger was on the porch, they'd stick to the rafters, but when we sat alone, they'd join us, hanging on the chains just inches from our faces, riding on the back of the swing between us, cocking their lovely heads as we'd talk to them, unafraid and accepting. We loved them, and when Mom and Dad ran them off, we missed the kids a lot. But there is always another summer. Always the continuing cycle of the seasons and the years. And always, even now, decades later, another chance for swallows on the swing. At least that's how it seems to me. I'm David R. Lewis. Thanks for visiting Theater of the Mind.
The year was 1881, and young Reuben Baylor was making his way along near the Missouri River, finding work when he could and living the only life he knew. But when he come on old Arliss Height, beat to hell and near shot to death, Rube done what he could for him. He didn't know that act of kindness was going to wind up changing his whole life, but it did. Green as grass, Rube was a long way from being any kind of pistolier or shootist, but when Marshal Marion Daniels come on him and needed help with the Duncan bunch for what they'd done to Arliss, that tussle growed Rube up right quick. He stopped drifting, found friends worth looking up to, and a young woman that was right admirable.
Deer Run Trail by David Lewis. Available as an e-audiobook at audible.com.
Hey, Grandpa, could you teach me to play hockey?
Why, sure, my boy. You may not know this, but your grandpa was quite a player back in the old days. Why, we used to have winters back then, 40, 50 below it was. We'd go down yonder by McGillicuddy's old stock pond. Yes, sirree. And you couldn't walk there. Oh, no. You had to skate 5, 10 miles through the snow.
You skated through the snow?
We didn't have any of those fancy hockey sticks or pads neither. Just tree branches and a rock. That's the way it was, and we liked it. Now go get yourself a tree branch and come back here, and I'll teach you how to draw blood.
Never mind, Grandpa. There's gotta be a better way.
There is. Kansas City Ice Center offers learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. For more information, visit kcicecenter.com or call Dean Nelson at 913-441-3033. Sign up today at kcicecenter.com.
That's the way it was, and we liked it.
Kopitar shoots.
What a game. That overtime goal, insane.
I don't know how
Hang on. I'm texting my wife, let her know I'm going to be a little late.
Hi, I'm Andrzej Kopitar. Please don't text and drive.
Welcome back out to the ImOn Ice Arena here in Cedar Rapids. Joel Becker, Gary Scamona, Kansas City Jets hockey, Jets and RoughRiders all knotted up at 1 apiece. 17 minutes of hockey left to go, or maybe more if it stays knotted up at 1.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be 22 minutes in a shootout. You never know.
Yeah, I hope not.
But it depends.
Yeah, could be.
We do have 2 overtime wins already. The Jets do. Although we got a lot of use out of Mr. Makowitz on those overtimes. He had one of the.
Yeah.
And he is not available today.
We like to have him in overtime, that's sure.
So,
I like to have him all the time.
I was just gonna say.
His mom's like shaking her head.
So we'll see how things go. You know, as we talked about, yesterday, they stepped things up in that last 17 minutes. If they do so today, obviously, that would bear well for the Jets.
Yeah. Like Zach said earlier, win a period, win a game. Let's go.
So
we've had scoring opportunities, and we just haven't buried them.
Here's Loba, speaking of scoring opportunities at times, goes into the corner. Out there with Krugel and Whitrock to start things off here in this period. Bloom and Goodwin. And it is Krugel in the corner. Trying to come away with it as Ramsey plays it up the near side boards, and the RoughRiders get it out to center ice. Forshinger, who does have the goal for Cedar Rapids, his shot hit Bloom, and now it comes to Loba, and he'll get out to center ice. He sent it to the left wing, but Whitrock was heading off the ice, and so it was picked off, and now trying to walk in front. A shot, a glove save by Pettersson on a pretty good look, as it turned out, for Belts, who stepped up and picked that off as, again, Whitrock was going onto the bench for a line change.
Right.
And unfortunately was not anticipated by Landon Loba.
No, not at all.
42 seconds into this third period.
I'd like to see Cole get one. Come on, Eklund.
That's been a little bit for him.
Yeah. For the holidays.
Lemke. It's been a long time for Bennett, too, for that matter.
Yeah.
Ignatichev, who did have a goal yesterday.
No, didn't Lemke have one yesterday? No, maybe not.
Not yesterday. Of course, it's been a long time for everybody since before the holidays we played.
Right. Oh.
And comes loose in front, backhand shot, and they score.
Oh, Zach.
That was a combination of things that you did not want to see.
22, Coleman Walker.
Like Emmer says, we
One
make a mistake and it costs us.
So,
God.
So here's the replay, and then again, Eklund just lost it, and it ended up being, wow. Should be an unassisted goal. First time over the weekend the Jets are trailing. 2-1 now the score. They do have lots of time, obviously.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Something about Sundays. Thank God the tournament's not a Sunday this year.
I was just going to say.
You know what I mean?
Kaufman tried to play that one in front of, was broken up. So here is Peterson Fret. His shot goes off the end boards in front, but Pettersson knocked it out of harm's way. Then Lee intercepts, gets it out to center ice. Ibis. He couldn't get a stick on it. Comes out to center ice. Delayed offsides. Jets will tag up. RoughRiders play it out to center. Goes off a stick and into the Jets end. Elam back for it. 15 minutes left to go. Jets trailing by 1. Ibis up ahead for Kaufman. Gave it back to Ibis. Trying to work in. He had it poked away. And then Kaufman still with it, top of the circle. He was taken down. And a shot from a sharp angle by, I think that was Krugel.
That was Ibis, actually. Yeah!
And Brody Lee
ties it.
Was able to tie it pretty quickly here. And we're back knotted up at 2. And you were right. It was Ibis from that sharp angle earlier. So we'll take a look as the original rush. I was just kind of curious whether this was offsides in the first place. I think it actually was when you look at it, because here, so we go into the zone.
Oh, yeah,
and the puck doesn't go in. So I think that play was actually offsides, but they didn't call it. So, and there's no coach's challenge. That was the sharp angle shot by Ibis. And then Elam takes the shot, and then Lee with the rebound was able to backhand it in past Leland.
Okay.
So the Jets definitely catch a break there.
They got it right. Yeah.
Huge break
now
for
we
Kansas
take
City.
advantage of it.
Yeah. Because again, that play should have been stopped for an offsides. I thought that was.
I didn't think the puck. You thought the puck came out?
Oh no, it definitely. It was. That was on the initial.
Yeah, I seen Ibis went in before the puck, but I thought the puck stayed inside the zone.
No, it hadn't never gotten in the zone. That was on the initial rush. We hadn't gotten in it yet at all.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing so when it happened at first, I thought it was offsides. I didn't say anything because I thought maybe that Cedar Rapids player had carried it back into his own zone.
Right.
But that's not what happened when we saw the replay. As it turned out, it just went off sticks and came in.
Well, we'll take it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, hey, I think we were due for something like that. We've had it happen the other way a whole lot of times. Here's Lobaugh with the puck at the left point. He'll work down, walk in front with it, and a shot right on, and a save by Leland.
Save. I thought he missed it first, and I thought that little whiff might have helped him.
It did. I mean, the original shot, as you mentioned, was fanned on, but then because of that, he actually got a second try. Here's Ignatichev, a redirect that was wide of the goal by Lobaugh, but now here is Krugel. He plays it right in front, went right through the paint, but unable to get a stick on it. Now here's Bloom with it as the RoughRiders are changing behind the play. The pass for Ignatichev. They say no icing. They say it went off a RoughRider player. I didn't see it. But
I didn't see it either.
Why not?
We'll take it.
Again,
that could have been offside.
I think that was offside. They didn't call it. But in the meantime, now the Jets will dump it into the far corner, and Deaver over there on the near side boards. Now it comes loose. It's picked up by Lemke. Lemke, a shot that hit a leg in front, then side of the net. He fanned as he went to take the second try, and Peterson Frett will head the other way for Cedar Rapids. He'll work in. Peterson Frett on the left side. Gets around Ignatichev, goes back of the net. Now come out the far side. And he just played it across. He was looking for Ramsey. Not much of a good pass, but then it's redirected in front. Pedersen to save. Rebound is loose in the slot, but the Jets take over, and Deaver back the other way with Lemke. They're late on a shift, but they'll work in. It's carried on. Eklund, he was checked. Trying to force it forward. And Deaver will just sort of backhand it toward the net. Forshinger gloved it down. Now it's given again to Deaver. He overskated. Deaver and Lemke need to get off the ice. They are late on a shift.
They just came out with Eklund.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. So they finished the line change.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. There's a shot and a save by Pedersen, and he'll hang on with the glove save on that opportunity from Patton. 11:38 left to go, regulation time. 2-2 our score, each team with a goal here in this third period. So good resilience by the Jets to fall behind for the first time of the weekend and come back and get the equalizer about a minute later or so. Kaufman wins the draw, comes around on the near side. Ibis, he'll pick it up in the corner and go back of the net. Up the far boards and out to center. Jets out shooting the RoughRiders 22-17. That pass hit Kaufman. Oh, and then he was interfered with by the goaltender, and he's going to get a penalty. The goaltender is going to get, they're calling it tripping, but it was really interference.
I didn't see it.
And, well, what happened was it's one of those things where goaltenders will oftentimes get away with it because the player was going near his crease.
Right.
But, he took a step out of the crease and actually ran right into Kaufman and knocked him down. And so the Jets will get a.
I kind of looked my eye away. I was watching the puck, so I didn't see the goalie. But yeah, we've seen.
Yeah, he took a step and just took down Kaufman.
One of those where
like I said, it was a pick. It was just as simple as that. It looked just like a basketball pick as they won the drop and played it all the way back into the Jets' end. Power play.
Just one of those where you have to call that one, right?
Yeah, I guess so. He didn't have to, but he did. Actually, I give him credit. Ibis going coast to coast. A shot that hit a leg goes wide. Jets on the power play for the third time. They're 1 for 2 so far. Comes out to center ice off the stick of Ibis. He'll just dump it back in.
But it's going to be, they're going to clear it.
And they do down the ice. So almost a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Terhune will dump it in. Pettersson left it back of the net. RoughRiders get there first, but Ibis breaks it up. And now here's Lee. Nice rink-wide pass, but unfortunately Kaufman couldn't catch it. Now they call that, I don't understand how that is icing when it went right by a Cedar Rapids player.
I don't know.
But they do call it, so we get a whistle and a face-off. 10:31 left to go here, regulation time.
We really hadn't set up a power play. We got our first power play goal, but it was like we really didn't set it up. We got one little setup and a score, but we really haven't had a lot of opportunities on a power play today.
Not a whole lot of zone time.
No, not at all.
Loba out there now. And he has the puck off the face-off. He'll come right up the middle of the ice. Out there with Krugel and Deaver. Bloom and Whitrock on the points. And they send it down the ice.
Seriously. Cannot set it up today.
50 seconds left to go in the man advantage.
The ref's like, yeah, I'll just give these Kansas City team a power play because they can't do anything with it.
I doubt that was his thought process. Here's Whitrock at the point. He'll just send it down low. Jets have the puck in the zone right now. Deaver for Loba on the near corner. Back out right point for Whitrock. Back to Loba, top of the circle, across one-timer Bloom. And Leland got a sticker pad on that one. Krugel sends it back in the net. Deaver. Now Whitrock, long shot. Oh, it's loose, and they score. Krugel. Thompson Krugel. I believe that's his second of the game.
48 from 2 and 34, I think.
And a power play goal, the second power play goal for the Jets, and they retake the lead here at 3-2. We'll take a look. They finally did get some zone time and had a couple of opportunities. Eventually, Loba sent it across for the one-timer from Bloom. That was not a bad opportunity, and Krugel kept it going. Deaver sent it over for Loba and then back to Whitrock. Whitrock takes the shot here, and he makes the original save, does Leland, but it comes loose right to Krugel, who bangs it in.
48 from 2. Was there anybody else?
Yes.
Did they say? I don't think
34 would be the other.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So Jets with a 3-2
I'll
lead.
have to look it up. Might have to add 34.
Teams back at 5 aside. 9 minutes left to go regulation time. Still lots of time in this game.
Oh yeah.
Jets can't rest on their laurels here by any stretch of the imagination. Ibis will backhand it ahead. Kaufman line out there. Lee in the corner. Along with Patton.
Oh.
Comes out in front of boy.
Ibis didn't have a lot of area to shoot at, so that's for sure.
He didn't have a long time to step into it though. And he wasn't able to get it on net.
Yeah.
Here's Kaufman along the boards. Lee. It comes near the line, and the RoughRiders do get it out to center. They'll poke it ahead, but Ignatieff comes over to break it up. He just backhands it out to center. And we've got a penalty coming up
against us.
Yeah, and I don't see, they're calling it an elbow. It was on the hit to crawl away from the play. And So Whitrock's going to go off, or excuse me, Kaufman is going to go off. 2 minutes for the elbowing call. I didn't see it as an elbow. I mean, it was a check, and he hit him, but referee saw something and he made the call.
Kansas City penalty on number 42, Dayton Kaufman, 2 minutes for elbowing.
Off the face-off.
On a power play.
Oh, they gave the assist to Lane Whitrock. Jack Deaver, Lane Whitrock.
Yeah, Whitrock took the shot from the point, and then
they gave it to Deaver, not 34.
Oh,
I think you did say 11.
yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, I think it was.
They were both in the general area,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Yeah.
So power play here for the RoughRiders, trailing 3-2 with just under 8 minutes left to go regulation time. Oh, shorthanded, trying to work in their Krugel as he gets mashed to the boards, and there's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to get a penalty on them.
He was cross-checked from behind into the boards. And so we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 1:35, and then
which wasn't good for us yesterday.
Yeah, I was just going to say
they got 2 goals of 4-on-4.
Maybe that was the idea here. Although fortunately for us, the guy who's going off is Ramsey.
The guy that scored the goals.
Yeah, he's the one who scored both of the goals on 4-on-4. So that's that'll make it tough for them to duplicate that feat.
They only gave him a cross check. You could have given him a board, and he would have been done for the game.
Yes. I'm not surprised to see that it was a cross check.
Right.
But he could have given board or could have given him a check from behind. But at any rate, it's 4-on-4.
I better get there. Gonna say they had a guy sneaking behind.
So like I said, they like it, this 4-on-4. They like all the open ice, apparently. Here's Belts trying to work in a sharp shot. And it's going high, but Pedersen gloved it down and will hang on. 7.5 minutes left to go.
Well, we got a lot of
regulation
speed, so we should like the open ice.
You would think that. But certainly, based on yesterday, it was definitely the RoughRiders that had the advantage. Although, like I said, that was with Ramsey on the ice. He is in the box.
I got a text from Casey Lawball telling me Landon should have had the assist.
Yeah.
We could look at it. And I could try.
No,
I don't know if I could try. I could try.
Right.
I thought it was 34, too.
I thought so, too.
Okay. I'll go down after the game, see if they let me do it.
That goes off as sticking out of play, so we'll have an offensive face-off for Kansas City. 1:02 left to go in the 4-on-4, and then there'll be a brief Kansas City power play. About 25 seconds or so. Loba out there with Lee.
We're going to have a little 26-second power play?
Yeah, 25 by the time he comes out.
Yeah, right.
And off the face-off, RoughRiders. Back of the net, it comes up the near side boards. Oh, they can't get it out. And the Jets take over, and Loba trying to use that open ice. He'll come in on left wing. He's 1-on-4, yeah. And he'll just play it back out to the point for Ignatjev.
Yeah, that was close to being out.
Yeah, was able to manage to keep it in. Sent it down low, and Frangella. And he hands it right to the Jets, and Elam. He works in. Elam tried to move toward the right side. He was poke checked. He'll just dump it in deep. 20 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. Loba in the corner. RoughRiders take over. Terhune sends it on right wing. Hill's there with it. He worked into the zone just onside. Then Ignatjev ran into a player, and almost they would have had a 2-on-0 if he could have gotten it to Ibis, because Deaver also coming off the bench. But Hill's back the other way. Power play here for the Jets for 20 seconds. Now here's Ibis in his own zone. 6 minutes left to go regulation time. Ibis, long shot, steered wide of the goal. He goes after his own rebound into the corner with it.
Harry's going to, no, I thought he was going to get one.
And he ended up on top of a player.
Right.
Running into another player's rear end doesn't usually end up in a penalty like that.
Right.
And big high hit there on Deaver. I don't know how that doesn't get called.
How's that not roughing?
I mean, literally up and toward the toward the
How
face.
is that not roughing?
I mean, based on the standard that has been called in this game.
Right, exactly.
I just don't see that. That's just amazing. Anyway, 5:20 left to go. Teams are back to 5 aside. Into the corner. Kaufman trying to play it up the boards. Jets. Ibis tipped it away. And they do get it into the zone, but can't get it to Ibis. As Deaver out there with Kaufman and Harry. Jets in the middle of a line change right now as the RoughRiders play it up the near side boards. It comes loose and it's taken there by Crawl. He tries to work in front, tried to center it. That hit a skate. Comes to the far side. And Kaufman.
Come on, Dane.
And he couldn't get the puck. It comes in the middle, but now Lowball pick up the loose puck. Works up right wing, sends it on the left side for Kaufman into the zone. A long shot and a save as Leland kicked out the right pad, or left pad, I should say, and it did get a big rebound, but nobody there for the Jets. Back the other way, Ramsey out of the box. His long shot goes high off the glass. And the puck loose near the point. It was kept in by the RoughRiders. They send it in on the near side. Ramsey, they'll pinch in from the left point. And Ignatichev come together. Then the shot was blocked by Krugel. And Thompson Krugel again with it. Sends it right side for Lobaugh. He'll work in on the left side. Try to toe drag around Ramsey. That was broken up. Good play.
That's kind of tough to do around Ramsey. He's a pretty good player.
Absolutely. Whitrock couldn't gain possession. Game's getting a little chippy right now as Whitrock comes in. A shot right on. Leland the save. And the referee apparently anticipated that he was going to hang on to that and blew it dead, even though he actually dropped it to his stick and played it into the corner. So we got a whistle and a face-off.
Come on, Jets.
3:40 left to go. Jets on top 3-2. Out shooting the RoughRiders 27-19.
Looks like Rads has gone down the 4D.
Bloom and Goodwin are out there. Bloom at the point. Send it across for Goodwin. He plays it in down low. Now comes out top of the circle, a shot that was directed toward the net, but stopped before it ever got there. Goodwin again played it back in. That was a delayed offsides. They clear it back out, and Deaver plays it back in the zone for Bloom. Up ahead for Lemke, couldn't catch the pass, and it comes back to Walker in his own zone for the RoughRiders. They play it ahead. That should be icing, and it does call. Although, you know what? That's one of those plays where I actually would not have minded if they had waved that off, because Lemke decided to go up and go for a hit instead of go for the puck.
Yeah.
Even though it did come from behind the red line.
Right.
The thing is I don't think he could have made a play on the puck because of how hard the thing was.
Yeah.
So, but if they had waved it off, I wouldn't have complained about it. We'll put it that way. But Jets do get the icing call, so an offensive face-off here. Deaver to take it. Played it to the side boards. The RoughRiders play it around. It was a design set play, but he didn't get much on it. He was looking for Peterson.
Yeah, they like that little wraparound. Maybe
Yeah.
the defenseman misses it, and it's a breakaway.
Right. Or doesn't get there in time, but that time
Right.
Goodwin did. Jets dump it in cross corner. Lemke after for it. Ramsey with the puck back of his net. Now ahead Peterson Fret. They get it in the middle, but Bloom intercepts.
Now go deep. Attaboy.
And he'll dump it in. Leland out of the net. It poked right in front. Yeah.
Nobody was there for the Jets. That could have been a nice, easy goal.
Right. If Lee had been a couple of steps ahead, he might have just had a empty net to dump that into. We're down to 2.5 minutes left to go, though. Patton with it for the RoughRiders. Sends it up on left wing. Puck comes loose. Taken by Peterson Fred. He plays it back into his own zone, so no offsides here. Goes off a stick and deep into the zone. Forshinger back with the net. Into the corner. They center it right through the middle. Nobody there for Cedar Rapids, though. They play it near the line, and it's poked. A nice play by Ibis to poke that out to center ice. Ramsey had to wait for his teammates to get onside. Does. Will get it in deep. Crawl over there for it on the far side. Played it back to the right point. Long shot. And a stick save by Pettersson goes up over the glass and out of play. With $1:52 left to go in regulation time. Jets still out shooting the RoughRiders 27-20 and leading it 3-2. pair of power play goals for Kansas City. Not to mention a pair of goals by Thompson Krugel.
Yeah. He's got 2 today?
Yeah.
No?
Doesn't he?
No, 1.
Okay.
Harry's got 1, and Brody Lee's got 1.
Oh, Lee got the other one. That's right. I was probably thinking of yesterday. There's a shot right on St. Pedersen, and the rebound was loose in front for just a second. Net is empty. Minute 35 left to go. 6-on-5 situation. They play it in front. Oh, here's Lobaugh trying to get to it, and a good job to keep it in by Walker. Puck in the corner. And it's taken there. They play it down the near side boards. It's intercepted. Whitrock. Net is empty. They get into the zone. Lobaugh. Can he get it?
Go back to Whitrock.
He tried to. It ends up behind the net. Whitrock has it there. RoughRiders take over, and they do get it out to center.
Krugel pinch.
It's 3-on-2 into the zone. They pass it over on the left side for Walker, but that pass failed to click. They'll play it up the near side boards. It gets to Belts, though. He'll stop it. Sharp angle shot that hit traffic in front. Lobaugh, and that went.
It's
in the net off the Rough Rider player, and it ends up in the empty net. And the Jets lead it 4-2. Wow.
I told you you'd get 1 today. I told them in the locker room, too. He goes, I go, you're going to get 1.
So here he has it. He takes the shot and actually goes off of the it wouldn't have been icing, but it ended up going in the net anyway.
Scored by number 34, Landon Lobaugh. Assisted by number 4, Derek
Elam got an assist.
What do you know?
Yeah, I thought somebody gave it to him. I just didn't see who it was.
Yeah. So we're down to 40 seconds left to go. Net's still empty.
Good period. Good wins. Again, another good third of the period.
Elam with it after the empty net, and he missed it.
After going down 2-1, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They've gotten the last 3 goals. Jets still have it. Oh, if he'd played it back to Lemke.
Oh, he missed it.
It was blocked. He didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Now they work in. Boatman send it across. Down to 15 seconds left to go. Jets and Lemke will head over for it. 8 seconds left. He'll backhand it ahead. And that's pretty much going to do it. 2 seconds left, and the horn sounds, and the Jets end up with a 4-game sweep here in Cedar Rapids as they beat the RoughRiders 4-2. The final here from the ImOn Ice Arena. So 4-2 the final score. The good news is we can check on that Lobaugh assist, because that's our play of the game anyway.
I'm going to go down and make sure we get it in. I think it was right, because that's how I seen it too. I'll be right back.
Okay. So that turns out to be the play of the game anyway. But we'll take a look. Jets are on the power play here, as Bloom had taken a nice one-timer. Krugel kept it alive. Deaver played it across, and then, yeah, it definitely was Lobaugh who played it back to Whitrock, and then Krugel gets the game winner. So it was indeed Lobaugh's assist and not Deaver's. And the Jets come away with a 4-2 victory. So a good weekend, despite the fact that they are now going to have to brave the elements on the way home and probably have an extra day back in. So 4-2 the final score. The Jets in a long 3 games in 3-day weekend next week, as we start off in Ames on Friday. Again, the late games at 7 and 10, 7:15 and 9:15 are the 2 games for Kansas City to start things off in Ames, and then it's Des Moines to take on the Oak Leafs at the Recplex to finish off the long road trip. We have one more trip to Lincoln after that, and quite a bit of home games still left over in January and February. So it's 4 wins over the weekend for the Jets. This final one, 4-2 over the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders. It turned out to be a come-from-behind win at some point, because they were losing 2-1, got the last 3 goals, including an empty netter, to win it 4-2. Thanks for joining us here on Kansas City Jets Hockey. This is the Jets Hockey Network.
Gotta support the puck. Do I have to tell you this? And we're getting killed on the board. Hello. This is your territory, Grimson. Do your job.
Grimson.
Hello? Hi, honey. What? Now? All right. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetheart. Hey, it's my girl. You know, my daughter.
Love. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.